All right, welcome everybody. This is Michael Montes of the VAU, and this is the VAU Mic Check. Thanks for joining me again. As you can see today, we've got a pretty good group. Thankfully, we got some returning new members. Welcome, welcome everybody, and some new faces. Okay then. So, I mentioned something before the broadcast, and I'm going to talk about it now. And any of you, even you who are watching after the fact, are welcome to join in on this. I would like to do an animation script of some kind. Something fun, something totally different and totally off the wall, except this time I want some submissions from you guys. If you guys can find something that's totally crazy, totally fun, and legal, hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I don't want anything that's ripped off because, you know, this is kind of an open access thing. Let's bring it in. Let's bring it into the mic check. Let's have some fun with it. I've put my email address out there before. I'm totally okay with it being out there because, well, nobody emails on it. Nobody emails on me, and then I can't even talk today. Nobody emails me on it, anyways. My email address is michaelmontesvo@gmail.com. My first name and last name, MichaelMontes, VO, as in voiceover, at gmail.com. If you find something fun, go ahead and send me an email. All right? Okay, then. Today's script is for plastic. Now, I set this out before the mic check, and I'm wondering if anybody at all is brave enough or foolhardy enough to go first. I'm just going to go ahead and not talk. Leave it open to the first person who says, okay, I'll go. See how long this takes.
So, Michael, I don't even actually have the script.
Making my life difficult here, Alex.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I just wanted to say hi. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. How's it been going?
Yeah, I mean, life kind of got crazy, and then like when I started getting more time, I hadn't seen one of these in a while, so.
Okay then. Well, I understand what it's like when life gets crazy. But yes, you now have your script in the chat window, and we lost somebody. I guess we scared Prime off.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay, awesome.
Let's see. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still stronger and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
All right, good job. Thanks for going up first. If I may be a little bit technically picky here, is your microphone located right in front of you?
A little bit. It's off axis to me.
Wow. By how much?
It's like to the right side of my face. Do I need to turn a little bit more? Is this better?
Well, for some reason, you're getting a lot of popping.
Yeah, this microphone is really sensitive. Let's see. I'll put a napkin over it. Here. Is this better?
No, now you sound like you're in a tunnel.
Man. Let me see. I can probably, yeah, let me just try to grab my pop filter. Pardon me.
Yeah, for some reason, yeah, it's really sensitive to that, even if you're off center, even though you're off center. Well, while he's away, what did you guys think of that so far?
I think he was very, very brave.
Yes.
I mean, nothing. I mean, you already mentioned the popping and all that stuff, so.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, hello.
Is this better?
Yeah, you know that tongue twister. Peter Piper picked a pail of pickled peppers.
Hmm.
Can you go ahead and give that a try?
Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck
There
of
you
pickled
go.
pepper. There we go. All right. Should I try it
Okay.
again?
Yes.
All right.
So you went first. Congratulations, you've broken down the barrier. You've you've made that crucial first step. Normally I pick on Nathan to go first because he's been here so long that he just dives right into it, but you took up the mantle quite nicely. Yeah, just go ahead and I'm not even going to say anything about it. Go ahead and just go through it one more time.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Now that last line in the script kind of dates it because who calls a 1-800 number for more information? But you did something here that I'm actually glad you did that I want to point out. At the beginning of the second sentence, you gave it like a little giggle sort of thing. Now, I can understand that a lot of people normally do that to kind of give it a little bit of life, to give it a little bit of personality. But to somebody, like to professional ears, to somebody who's going to actually be like buying your voice, essentially, I'll just put it that way. If you're auditioning for this job, that little giggle actually communicates nervousness. It's one of those key markers that tells people, wow, this person really is nervous. So,
All right.
yeah, just watch that. But don't worry. Again, if you're gonna do stuff like that, it might as well be here rather than auditioning for an actual job. Another thing is, it was kind of overplayed. This is more of like I don't know. I kind of, the more that I see this script, the more it seems just like one person talking to another, and your play on it. How do I describe it? It felt like a commercial. Like it was really commercially. So try this. Try adding in little bits and pieces of yourself into it, because this script is obviously not written the way you're normally going to talk. Am I right? Like, whoever starts off a conversation with, "Hey, ever heard of a crash diet in packaging?" I don't. Go ahead and give it like a throwaway line, like a throwaway addition, something like, you know, what's crazy? Have you ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? You know, something that kind of makes it flow in your mind a lot better. Like if you're really familiar with your own pattern of speaking, because I know a lot of the times we just don't really pay attention to it. We just kind of talk. We never think, wow, that's kind of weird. Why do I say things that way? You know, if you're somewhat familiar with your own pattern of speaking, go ahead and add in some kind of throwaway line, because with the beauty of editing, you can completely get rid of that, but keep that natural feel throughout the rest of it.
All right. Let's see. Hey, you know what's interesting? Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Okay, what did you guys think of that this time?
Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, you're first.
All right. Well, he did start with the natural, and then when he got into the script, it suddenly went back to the commercial type voice. At least that's what I think.
Okay, Jessica?
Okay, so I actually noticed something that, and I probably noticed this because it is something that I'm working with as well. When you're reading your sentences and you get to the commas, for example, well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. You give it an overabundant pause. It's a natural tendency to do that, or at least when I was first starting out, and even now, I see the writer and I'm like, okay, they're wanting me to take a pause there, so I focus on making sure that I have a pause there. But that's not really how we speak. Generally, when I see ellipses and pauses and stuff like that, if it requires a tiny pause, I'll do it, but otherwise I will ignore it and read it naturally, because in the end it's probably going to end up sounding better. That was about the only thing that I really noticed. You punched 27% lighter wonderfully, and your tone was great. So yeah, it was just the pauses stood out for me when you said and well, just a little overabundance of pause. Don't pay attention to those commas. Just read it how you would.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, smooth over those commas. Actually, when it comes to the 27%, if I may offer a dissenting opinion, I think that there's an easy way to, or there's a way to emphasize that without having to really punch it. Let me go into the script really quickly and kind of demonstrate what I mean. So kind of the way that you did it was they're 27% lighter than they were in 1990. You know, you kind of give the 27% its own like spotlight, its own space. But and this is where energy control is really important. You can up the energy there without having to up the pitch or change the pitch too much. Well, anyway, I guess in order, I shouldn't try to over-explain it. Maybe I'll just try to perform it the way that I'm thinking, and hopefully I can communicate it well. But they're 27% lighter than they were in 1990. You know, instead of stopping or slowing it down a little bit, just keep it in line with the rest of the sentence. It'll make it flow a lot smoother.
All right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I got you. And I would give it another try, but I gotta go. Sorry, y'all.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for your bravery, and thank you for breaking the ice. Everybody, Omega Flash.
See you later, Flash.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
Okay then. So, well, now that we're done ripping him apart, who else wants to stick their neck out there? You know what? I'll do something crazy. Why don't I go next?
Alright.
Alrighty then. In a world. No, I'm just kidding.
You really should. You really, for your first take, you really should. Absolutely should.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? No, I actually want to try to go for this. I actually want to try to get it. Let's see if I can get a good commercial feel going. Or not a good commercial feel going. Whatever the case may be. Anyway. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Fantastic.
In a world. That was good.
Practice, didn't you?
In a world
no,
where
I
Michael's
told you.
voice is gone.
No, I told you I don't practice this. I try not to practice these beforehand.
That's pretty good for a cold read.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, one thing that I have,
Too fast.
yes, thank you. Finally.
Yeah.
I was waiting for somebody else to say it. I'm like, beautiful read, but you almost tripped because you got fast. But beautiful read.
Yes. Finally.
No, you would smack me for that. You'd be like, slow down, girl.
Our minds were broken by the voice, not the pacing.
See, but I only know that because you've taught me that. So there you go.
Well, I mean, I might as well. Somebody has to point it out, right? Might as well be me. Yeah. Okay, I definitely was too fast. Anything else? Did it feel too commercially? Did it feel blah 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 blah? Anything?
Maybe just a little too
Bueller.
salesy.
Slightly commercially, if that makes any sense.
Slightly commercially. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as conversational as you would have liked.
See, that's crazy because I'm sitting here going, it was a little flat to me. Maybe that's what commercially means to you, but like there was no actual emotion. Not emotion, like, you know what I mean? Just like, hey, yeah, blah, 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 blah. It was blah, 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 blah.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's how, again, me being a beginner, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do it, so.
Well, it's actually kind of difficult with this script because I can't tell whether or not this is a radio or a TV script, and that would really change the delivery.
I could swear I've seen this as a TV spot before. So
Yeah, but
possibly as a TV script.
Possibly, but with the way that it's written, it seems more like a radio script.
Let's just pretend that it's radio. I mean, since we have to make a call one way or the other, at least if we can define the parameters, then we can adjust for that.
Okay. Now, according to my experience, if I may, the biggest difference between a commercial script, a TV commercial script, and a radio commercial script is basically what position you play. If you're doing a TV commercial script, my coaching, and this is from Nancy Wolfson, says that you want to approach it with 70% volume and 70% emotion. You're playing second fiddle to what's going on screen. You want to give it just enough to give what's happening on screen live without taking away, without getting in the way of the whole experience. So 70% volume, 70% emotion. When it comes to radio script, well, there's nothing else going on. So you need to be the center of attention there.
Okay, well, in that case, what do you recommend for the purposes of what we're trying to achieve here? I mean, since it is so different, if you're wanting to kind of own in on perfecting that art of basically explaining to the audience what's going on but not overshadowing the action, then yeah, we should treat it as a TV script. But if you want to, I don't know, it's up to you.
I think for
I want to learn.
Well, I think for the purposes of this mic check, let's treat it as a radio script. So you're the center of attention. You're the one who needs to hold the attention of your listeners, of your audience. So let me do this again, except a little bit more radio. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
You're hired.
Here's 40 million up front.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing.
We wouldn't be here right now if that happened, would it?
No, I'd still probably do this. Except there'd probably be a lot more going on with it, like prizes and whatnot.
And you'd be a lot more stricter. You'd be like, no, give it to me with more emotion. We are professionals.
Let's feel the voice.
Okay. Thank you very much, but let's get to the read. What did you notice about it that was good? What did you notice about it that you might want me to change or fix?
Still a little fast.
Really? Okay. So it didn't slow down enough.
But it doesn't need to slow down very much. You doggone near got the median for me, what I would like to hear. But yeah, the delivery was totally different. I appreciate giving an example because I'm more the student in this. So I hear you and I'm like, okay, so if I was approaching it, I would do it this way, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome. Your read was great. It just still felt a little fast.
Okay.
And I'm also wondering, can I ask you a question? When it comes to the last line about to learn the benefits, blah, 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 would you slow down a little bit at the number, the one?
Yeah, that would be more of a billboard moment, and I totally failed to treat it that way.
But I still love you. You were great. But yeah, that's about it. It was a great read.
Okay. Anybody else? Anything at all?
You were supposed to.
I think she explained it well.
Okay, Doll, go ahead.
We were supposed to sound radio-y this time, right?
A little bit more, yeah.
All right. Well, then you
didn't get the
sounded
radio feel
very
from it?
radio/advertisement-y. So, I mean, that could be taken in both ways. So, I guess make my advice with the grain of salt. So, yeah.
You see, I've been noticing that is said a lot, but while there are, and I've mentioned this before, while there are a lot of really solid suggestions in VoiceOver, the vast, like a lot of it is still very much opinion. As with any art form, really.
That's true. That's true. All right.
But I guess if you really want to get technical with it, the main thing, the industry is really trying to shy away from the commercial voices and from the really announcery sounding people.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, it used to be that those were like the standard, like that was it, like, but now it's completely different.
Understandable. I mean, they don't want to make it obvious that they're advertising something, so...
Yeah. I guess when it comes to... Here's a good rule of thumb for giving quote-unquote advice. I like to call it insight rather than advice. But to give you a little bit of insight, you're as much of a consumer as you are an actor. Like, you listen to these things all the time. And... What I'm really asking you to do is compare what you're hearing here with what you've heard before.
Gotcha.
You know, like if you listen to radio every once in a while, or sometimes if you happen to accidentally catch a TV commercial, because I know now with like Netflix and any kind of DVR, like TV commercials are a thing of the past. Just compare it with what you've heard before. That's all I'm really asking, I guess.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. It's a very mixed medium because if you're listening to like a local spot, it will come out sounding a lot more advertising, salesy versus some of the national spots that are out there. I happened to notice that the other day we were going somewhere and I was listening to the radio and I heard, you know, a national spot, and then after that a local spot popped up, and there was such a contrast because I mean, you know, you could just tell, you know, what they were probably asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, a lot of it is a matter of opinion because both those people got paid. Obviously, one got paid more than the other, but both of them were hired for those jobs. But the reads were completely different.
Yeah. Kind of noticed that too. Yeah.
Okay, so back to the script. Slow it down a little bit more, and slow it down especially at that phone number. Okay.
All right.
Everybody else, mute your mics, unless you had something you wanted to say.
Nope. I don't really have anything else.
Anybody else?
Rocket!
Okay, will do.
I'll try. Okay. All right.
Okay then.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They are 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
May I give some criticism first?
Go for it.
All right. Pretty good. The one thing I know, it's super minor, but I think it's very important all the same. When you say well, plastic soft drink bottles, the way you say well, it was just a little hint, but it sounded very unsure. It was very like monotone kind of. You know, it didn't sound like it should in this kind of position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Explain
Mostly a cold read, so that's probably why.
Well, if it was mostly cold read, unfortunately, my input is it did sound like a read.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounded like you were reading rather than you were performing.
Yeah, that's probably because I didn't practice it much because it's a cold read. Yeah.
Okay, well then just go for it again. Just
All
go
right.
on for it.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Okay, before anybody has anything else to say, just go on for it. Do it one more time.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve the precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council. Pick up, please. Sorry. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
So are you still feeling nervous?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was evident, wasn't it?
Sounds like you're going to have to just read it again. Go for it.
Fine. All right, hold on one sec.
Gotta get the water.
I actually do need some water, so. Alright. Ever heard of crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years.
Hang on, let me stop you there. Pick it up from the top.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
How about now? How are you feeling now? Is it feeling a bit more familiar?
Slightly better, yeah.
Still nervous?
Not really.
Okay. Then one more time. Trust me, it's for a good purpose.
Yes. Doll?
Yes.
Doll, can you laugh?
No, I am forbidden to do so. Yes.
No, for real, laugh. Laugh. Laugh.
I think that question is...
Laugh. No, come on. Give me a laugh. Come on, laugh.
Do it, girl.
There you go.
You're such a hypocrite, James.
Come on.
My job here is done.
James, give her another one. Okay. That's all.
Can I stop laughing now?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll shut up now.
Alright. So now can I read it? Or
Yeah, just go for it. Dive on in.
ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. Please tell me you're not going to make me read this again.
Oh, you will. You will. But now we can start giving a little bit more insight, a little bit more criticism, change it up a bit.
Laugh it off, doll.
Now, why do you think I had you read it so many times?
Because I sucked really badly.
No. Try again. What do you think?
VO voice?
Nope.
Then I have no clue.
Too damn
Because
nervous.
You were nervous.
Fair enough.
Now, the reason I do this, and I did this last time too, you're familiarizing yourself more and more with the script as you go through it. It's not so foreign. There's always a lot of people have a lot of jitters when going up to perform for the first time. And it's that I can totally understand, but I'm trying to help you familiarize yourself with the script. You got significantly better as you went on. There's just one minor thing. If this really is a radio commercial, your voice is really flat for it at towards the very end. Like, you start off pretty good. You really do. And then as you get to where is it? And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging. That's when your energy kind of starts falling off, and you kind of go into like a reedy voice.
All right.
So it goes from they're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources.
Yeah, I see the difference.
Yeah.
And we have another person.
I have not been looking at the window. Ah, hello. Katya, right?
Hello?
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear us? Are you there? Hello? We can hear you. Sort of.
Mostly the background.
Does she even know she's in this?
She was teleported here by other means.
Katya, are you there? Can you hear us?
1 sec. Uh-oh.
Michael, I would like to go next if you do not mind.
Well, hang on. Doll is not quite done with her performance.
Well, 500 years from now, I mean, yeah.
Oh, yes, okay. Yes, in that period of time, you might have a chance at going up. Maybe possible. Okay, but no, basically, all I'm trying to say is you start off with really good energy. It seems like you lean into this script, Doll, with good energy, but you need to continue that energy all the way through it.
All right, I got you.
All right. So, from the top, go for it.
All right. Ever heard of crash diet and packaging?
Pick it up. You skipped A.
My apologies.
No problem.
Ever heard of a crash diet and packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
I think that was a lot better. Very more enthusiastic than all the other ones, that's for sure.
Yay!
Yeah, good job. What did you guys think of it?
Bravo! Bravissimo! Encore!
Big change from that first one, huh?
I guess.
Well, how did it feel for you? Like, honestly, like, how did you feel while performing that script?
I mean, I'm not as nervous, obviously, so I guess there's that.
Okay. A little easier to carry your energy through it? Was that the most difficult part? Like,
Well, mostly I was worried that I would be doing it too fast, which is why I got flat, I guess, so,
okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Hopefully
I see.
the fact I was worried I was going to mess up is what messed me up. Ironically.
Yeah, that can do that. One thing at a time. When you sometimes when you try to pay attention to your entire performance at once, you pay attention to only one part and you stick to only that one thing. So in your case, you were a little bit worried about going too fast. Well, you didn't go too fast, but you lost everything else. So try just taking it like, how do I put it? It's honestly much easier to it's honestly much better to focus on your energy and then your pace than anything else.
I think there's 2 of us in here.
What's happened? Let's see. Yes, there is.
Oh boy. Wow.
Well, that might hinder somebody else who wants to go.
Have her go twice.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Man.
Now we lost him.
No.
But of course. Oh, there we go. There we go. Sacrificed himself so that there could be only one of you.
Yes. Yes, darling. There can only be one of me.
Salute the man or forever be damned.
So,
Just like James was to be the only Welshman on PTK.
True story.
Okay, so please instruct us how to say your name properly.
Me?
Yeah, no.
Oh, yes, yes.
Katya?
Katia.
Katya? Zimbabwe? I mean...
Well, I guess while we work out some technical issues. Brima, if that is your name.
Yes, it is, good sir.
You have volunteered to go next.
I'm honored by my own audition.
Well, everybody else, go ahead and mute your microphones. Brima, whenever you're ready, just go from the top.
Okay, so before I do this, I want to do one take. A lot of my friends are actually in this call, and they want me to do a certain voice impression of it. Is that okay?
I guess for the good of fan service, go for it.
After that, I will actually do things, I promise. Okay. My fan to avoid any inconsistencies. Yeah. Yes. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Oh.
You're hired. You're so hired.
Bravo.
Wow,
Nice dramatic read.
that was awesome.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
So, did your fans enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we certainly did.
I am now a new fan.
Oh,
Now,
you have other fans now.
Yay!
okay,
I feel so special, guys. Okay.
You are
now,
a special.
shall we get down to...
Boy.
You see, the funny thing is you could deliver it in that voice and still do a proper radio read. We just need to bring the energy back a lot.
Okay.
But I'd actually like to hear you, as yourself, perform this.
All right.
I'm not, and let me put this out there. I'm not dissuading anybody whatsoever from doing anything like that. Whatever you want to do to get into it, I'm totally cool with. But I really want to hone in. I really want to hone in on your specific read.
All right.
So, whenever you're ready, from the top, as you, go for it.
Water's your best friend in these situations. All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Okay, if I may say this, just a little bit of tweaking, and I think you actually have the right presence and the right voice for this spot specifically.
Okay.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody else, you're more than welcome to obviously put in your info, your input.
You needed to slow it down a little bit, but you're right.
Yeah, honestly, you have a like the right kind of voice specifically for these. At least, well, you have a good voice in general, but you have the right kind of voice specifically for these kinds of almost informative narrative reads. Like this is, let me tell you, that informative narrative, just regular speaking voice is a lot of what I've been seeing lately. It's very rare, actually, that I get anything that really requires a character voice in it. Then again, I don't get a whole lot of character stuff coming in, which is unfortunate because I really want to do video game work. But you know, that's just a problem with my career, not with voiceover in general. So shut up.
I am bringing you with me.
But let's see. For this particular read, yeah, go ahead and slow it down.
Okay.
Your energy is still at the beginning. It's way up there, and then it kind of flattens out at the end a bit too much. Try to iron that out.
Okay.
I'm not saying like try to find the midpoint between the two of those right now, but at least try to have one read where your energy is consistent all the way through, and then we'll tweak it from there.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So whenever you're ready, from the top, go for it.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever.
Oh, I didn't
And
know.
these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2HELP90.
Okay. For future reference, if you ever do trip up over yourself or mess up, and don't worry, that does happen to everyone, take a pickup. So what I mean by that is just when you notice yourself mess up, just say pickup, like stop yourself right there, say pickup, back up to a reasonable area before you mess up, and just continue on like normal. Okay. At the beginning, the first sentence, it doesn't come off as a question. That's more of like a statement, the way you're saying it.
Okay.
I mean, this is supposed that I mean, if you really look at the script, I mean that beginning portion, that's kind of absurd. A crash died in packaging? Like, really? Like, I think that's kind of like, you know, an attention grabber. That's supposed to be a hook right there. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? I mean, people have done crash diets and people know what packaging is. Why would you be combining the two? You see what I mean? Like right there, that's supposed to be a little bit on the more ridiculous side, or a little bit on like almost. I could almost kind of imagine a flatter delivery for that, just as kind of like a, are you serious? Like, have you ever actually heard of this? Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? You know, that's not the way that I necessarily did it. I mean, everybody's going to deliver differently, but that's definitely more absurd. But after that kind of like ice-breaking absurdity moment, it goes into really informative. Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Well, this has technically actually been happening. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990. Now we're getting into the more informational part. These are facts, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And the leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging. And here's the benefits. Here's what's going along with it. You see what I mean? Like this, these ideas are supposed to kind of link together in. I'm trying to come up with the right word. They're supposed to link together in energy and supposed to flow together well. Does that, I don't even know if that makes any sense. Somebody help me out here. If you guys are kind of catching the drift of what I'm saying, if you can state it some way differently, that might help out a lot.
I had my headphones off because I'm still going on the script. What did you say?
Well, basically what I'm saying is that there's a specific flow to all of these sentences. One leads into the next, leads into the next. And each of these different sentences, they do have their own sort of particular feel, but overall it's supposed to have a theme or an aura of information. So while the beginning is absurd, it's then factual, then it's informational, and then it's the product.
So can I read the first line again just to make sure I know what you're getting at here?
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Something like that? Like or is it not supposed to be a question, more just kind of like a...
No, it is a question, but this is like, haven't you ever had your friend say, hey, have you ever heard of, you know,
have you ever heard of this dumb old bullcrap that I have?
Exactly. Exactly. I think it's supposed to be something kind of like that. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging?
Because I haven't.
You know, I would throw a smile in there just because it sounds like something so ridiculous.
I was
You know.
actually thinking about throwing in a smile at the second sentence because the first one is so deadpan, kind of ridiculous, and then it kind of makes you smile as you go into the second sentence because you know you just sounded a little ridiculous.
All right. Okay.
From the top, go for it.
Okay. Also, before I do this, I took the liberty of muting Katja because her voice, the thing in the background, was really distracting me. So I don't know how to turn that off. So hopefully you have the privileges to do that, because it won't let me again. So, all right. Let's do this. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
What'd you guys think?
I'm so flustered. Thank you.
I think you got a little tripped up on the leaner plastic thing. But that's just, you would fix it in the next thing anyway. It's not, you've already done it correctly, and you know what I'm saying.
Well, you know they have you do about 20 takes on each line, so.
Fun times.
It's so fun.
Take another take on that line and make it a little more, you know, from what I understand.
You guys ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Of course you
heard of a
haven't.
crash diet.
I would kill to hear that on the radio. Oh my God, I would call the number right away.
And then in the background, the guys are just like, "Stop! Get him off the air!"
Yeah.
You cannot take me off.
Somebody call the
Where are the
police.
trucks going? You're not. I'm not locked up in here with all of you. You're locked in here with me.
Oh, please. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging?
Oh my God, that was freaking awesome. Oh my God.
And this is what happens when you get a group of voice actors together.
Chaos. That's what happens.
Insanity.
Nathan, I respectively implore you, please go next.
But we're not done with you, Prima.
I know.
No.
Oh.
We're not done with you yet.
Father, you're making me scared. All right.
All right. So go ahead and just like you did it last time, give it another go.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990.
Take
but
a
still
pickup.
Pickup. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the needs for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. It's always... That 27% is taking me off because it's an odd number, and I don't like doing this.
What
I
I've
have
done,
nothing against odd numbers.
write
It was
it
like
down.
28.
Write 27 as 2 different words instead of that number.
Okay.
It'll keep you from throwing off as much.
That's a really good tip.
That's a brilliant idea, yeah.
I'm going to go copy and paste that in my Skype right now and just do that. That's pretty good. Let me just...
Well,
Nathan's my best friend here. All
well,
right,
honestly, I don't know what you guys thought. I thought he did a fantastic job. I'd say thumbs up. You're hired.
Thank you.
I agree.
And the Academy Award goes to Prima.
I just had a heart attack.
And we're going to hold on to that monster take. We might use it in another commercial.
Oh my god.
We really need to get together at some point, just as a bonus thing, just to sit around and do this. Just
It'll.
We need to play the impersonation
just
game.
once. Just once.
That take will be used for Godzilla. He's about to fire his atomic breath, and all of a sudden, you ever heard of packaging?
That one would be in theaters, right there.
Well, Nathan, Prima has requested you to go next. Will you accept?
Well, I'm always up for a challenge.
A challenge indeed.
If you'll hang on just a second, though, I have to get some more water.
Oh, come on, really? Oh, come on.
Unless you want him to die in the middle of doing it, I mean.
It's always something with you, isn't it? You're always needing water, or you need to take a breath, or you need to read the copy. What the heck?
Michael, you should know this.
But you had all of this time to get water, and you picked now.
Well,
you know what? In
I was
fact,
also
everybody who
listening.
needs water right now, while Nathan goes and gets it, go and get some.
I'm going to go harvest it from the plebeians downstairs.
Oh my god, I'll be right back.
Yes, I'm going to go grab some for myself, too, so I will be back soon.
Okay, I'll be back.
The plebeians weren't accepting my invitation for water, so I had to destroy them. Oh, everybody's gone. That's unfortunate.
Oh, the joys of live anything.
All the people watching this right now is like, Prima needs to go. Can't have this guy.
Actually, there's a bit of a time delay here, and my wife is watching in the living room, and she's my #1 fan. And,
Hi, Nathan's wife.
Nathan's wife, you're the best.
You're awesome.
So when I walked out, I'm hearing myself going, "I need to get water." I'm like, oh gee.
Amazing. Oh god, I can't wait to get my new mic next week.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Excellent.
But I see that I've interrupted a conversation, and now I feel terrible.
Gonna be hiring you for my voice acting projects. I'm serious. I'll do it when you have time in the world. 5 seconds.
Hey, well, you know what? Here's the thing. After the mic check, I always open it up to just a free hangout to do whatever we talk about whatever. So we can discuss more there. Anyways, Nathan Cundiff, you are next.
Okay, I think I'm ready, Mr. Director.
I'm gonna cry.
All right, Nathan. Expect me to be a little harsher on you than everyone else. I
Not
expect
the whip.
more from you, Nathan.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Blew me right out of the water.
Actually, Nathan, you might want to redo that first question. I don't know if you guys caught it. I don't know what you guys heard. But it sounded kind of flat to me. Like, I know it's supposed to, or at least our kind of hive mind interpretation of it is it's supposed to be a little bit deadpan, if you will. I don't know, with Nathan's voice specifically, I'm talking about like with his read specifically, I think he could pull off a little bit more character-y, with a little bit more like aplomb, a little bit more emotion, and it would still fit. What do you guys think?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Well, Nathan, whenever you're ready.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
All right. Now do it as a Brooklyn bottle. Like, be a bottle, but from Brooklyn. That's your character.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Nailed it. You're freaking hired. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathan Cundiff.
Wow.
It's crazy too because there were so many little bitty things that I heard, and for some reason, once you did that, it fixed everything. It solved everything.
That's because Nathan is what we like to call a natural-born character actor.
That was brilliant.
You give him a character, and he instantly sinks right into the script. I don't know what it is, but it seems to work.
I love character acting. I do. It's become an addiction. I just got to have more character acting.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Nathan, I have nothing more to say other than you're hired. Congratulations. You get the national radio spot.
Hooray, they like me.
Can I say something about the first voice you did? And it's gonna sound weird, but you know those like old like 80s 90s commercials with really bad animation and like people voicing animals like for like with these types of advertisements. I don't know how to explain it, but you had that voice like you would be voicing a bear or something. I don't know how to explain it. It sounds super weird. I'm feeling it.
I don't know. I thought it was more of a fox or, maybe a bunny.
Thought it was a friendly bear.
He's what the
Kinda
fox
reminds
says.
me of Meowth from Pokemon, but slightly lower pitched. If that makes any sense?
I never watched Pokemon, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. So.
I hope you never do.
I do a lot of practice with these styles and dialects and voices, and since I work in television, I get to see a lot of disclaimer spots, promo spots, things like that, and I'll listen to one, and then I'll say, okay, well, what would it sound like if they sounded like, and then I would try that in that voice or in that dialect, and just have a blast with it.
I understand. I do like some variation of that as well, so yeah, I know you feel, man.
Having Christopher Walken go, the following program is a paid advertisement for Young Life.
Amazing.
Freaking kudos to you, because I'm still having I love playing characters and I love sinking into a role, but I'm still having problems with, I still sound like me, no matter what I do, and while I'm picking up a few dialects, I'm still having a lot of trouble with that too. Hopefully iron out soon. Wow.
I have the perfect resource for you.
Wonderful, darling. Do hand it over.
Where did I put it?
Please. Hands over the script,
See.
boy.
Yes, please do.
Ah, here it is. So this is going to be incredibly useful for any of you who actually want to try to practice accents and dialects.
Ooh, that'll
What I have found,
James,
it is
other
called
James.
it is called the Speech Accent Archive, and it's a project put together. I don't remember exactly who put this together, but it's from George Mason University. And what they've done is they've actually chosen, they've actually taken people who are native speakers in these different regions of the world and have recorded them speaking the exact same script. So these are all different kinds of accents and even like regional accents, like from very specific places. Like if you click on the UK, you'll have your standard, British accent, and then you'll have the various different kind of sub-accents from all over the area. And they all read the same thing. So you can listen to all of their specific little bits and, the specific little rules that make up each of their accents. It's really, really fascinating.
Michael, you are awesome. Please paste that link.
Please.
And the link is now pasted.
Thank you for pasting it, Michael.
Thanks.
I'll be sure.
I will cherish this forever.
So if you want to take a listen to what native accents sound like from various different places on Earth, there is your link.
I'm starting with Zimbabwe. I'm kidding.
Anyway, so we're almost at the 2-hour mark, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who haven't gone yet. Who's up next?
I'd like to go.
Awesome. Well, everybody else, mute your microphones. Digit whenever you're ready.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink pickup. Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they are. Pickup. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the needs for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Just go for it one more time from the top.
Wow. Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. Pickup. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the needs for millions of Pickup. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our Pickup. To learn more about the benefits Pickup. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Your voice I think is perfect for it. It's just you got to stay with the consistency here.
Well, I'm gonna ask a couple questions, and again, this is I don't really hate this because I don't want any of this to sound offensive or anything. I just want to know, so I have a frame of reference. Is English your first language?
No.
Okay. What if you don't mind me asking, what is your first language?
It's Tagalog.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, there are only very few and very specific places that you seem to really get a little bit mixed up with, like millions of pounds of packaging.
Mm-hmm.
My suggestion, I mean, I think you've got a good voice for it, and I think you've got like a good energy that can very easily be worked with for this specific spot.
Okay.
What I would suggest, and don't be afraid to do this, because I mean this is going to be a good warm-up or good practice for anybody, is if there is a spot that mixes you up, if there is a spot that is a little difficult for you, read it over again, and try to over-enunciate the things that are tripping you up. For instance, one of the scripts that I did had me say the line "most famous cat hypnotist," and Nathan's probably rolling his eyes right now because I bring this up all the time, but it's just super embarrassing for me because what I kept saying was "most famous cat hypnotist." I accidentally added a T after famous because in that phrase, famous is the only word that doesn't have a T at the end of it. So I would keep saying "most famous cat hypnotist" for one reason or another, or yeah. In order to stop that, what I did was I over-enunciated it and I pronounced it really slow. Most famous cat hypnotist. Now, in doing that, what you're doing is you're basically doing muscle programming. You're retraining yourself to say it properly. When I was learning piano, I never actually fully learned piano, but when I was learning piano, I carried this over from that. When you want to learn to play something very intricate quickly, kind of like the song "Fly to the Bumblebee." If you want to learn to play that really quickly and really intricately, what you have to do is you start by doing it very slowly, but make sure you get everything correct.
I see what you mean.
So very carefully and go through the whole thing, and then very carefully go through the whole thing again, because what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're hitting everything properly, and then you want to build the speed.
Okay, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, that was one of those cool little things that carried over that actually really worked out. So if there's something that does trip you up, and now that I've explained it, people are going to expect to hear it. But whenever something does trip you up, feel free just to stop with that one thing and say it fully and slowly. Make sure that you actually get the pronunciation and get yourself comfortable with saying it. Okay?
I got you.
Awesome. Well, go from the top whenever you're ready.
Okay. I'm sorry. Is the dog barking being heard over the mic?
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. One moment, please.
The dog wants to prevent him from aspiring.
Either that or the dog is getting into it.
Pay attention to me.
Ruff,
No.
ruff, ruff.
No, he really did have a fabulous voice for this, though.
No, he
Oh
really
my
does.
gosh, really fabulous voice.
Yeah,
It's really good.
I love it so much. I love it so much.
I think that voice deserves a medal.
Oh no! Now are we gonna have the conversation of the walk-ins all together here?
We'll have a walk-off.
Please, no.
Oh, I beg to differ. Please, yes.
No.
I
This
firmly
could be
accept-
fun.
I accept this challenge from the bottom of my loins.
In fact, all three of you in the walk-in accent, one right after the other, doing this spot.
As you know, you can never have too much walk-in in one place at
Yes,
one
you
time.
can.
Never too much.
No, you can't. You can never have too much walking.
Too much walking, you're just gonna start standing. There ain't gonna be anything going on.
Get out. Leave.
I
You
reread
made-
last week's script, and when it said rock, I said, needs more cowbell.
I gotta have more cowbell.
Cowbell is my religious deity.
What have you guys done?
All right. Sorry about that.
Welcome back
Hey,
to
no
You should be
problem.
a shit. No shit.
Welcome to the Walkin' 3.
No, stop.
Yes, we're going to give you all of your criticism as Christopher Walken. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
With you, vulture.
That's very fine with me.
Alrighty then. Well, Digit, whenever you're ready, just go ahead, go from the top.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Smooth as silk.
Wow, that was
Got
good.
VO voice going on, but smooth as silk. Oh my god.
That was a lot better than last time.
Thank you.
Your voice made me tend to. I don't know how to explain it. I just wow.
Yeah, while you walked off, I was sitting here going, my god, he has the perfect voice for this.
Excuse me, I was walking off.
Get out. John, you're not allowed to be here anymore. Leave.
No, but Digit, we all generally agree that you have the right voice for this spot. You have a good, smooth voice. You have and honestly, that delivery was awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You weren't feeling quite as nervous as you were before, right?
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, that's what I figured, and that confidence, that a little bit more of that confidence, really did come off in your read. It was a massive difference, and that was a fantastic read. The only thing that I would be worried about is, and this is only coming from a speculative standpoint, so I'm not sure if this is actually going to be the case, but I know that a lot of the scripts that I've received have been somewhat particular on pronunciation. So, and seeing as how English is not necessarily your first language, I can understand why, you know, I guess not all the pronunciation is going to be quite so easy for you.
Yeah.
But it was really the only thing that I would say you'd really have to work on is making sure that there's at least a D or a T sound when you say 90.
Okay.
That would be about it. Like but that is so super nitpicky. You know, that is a very minor detail. But if you could work on that, I think you could really. You really do have what it takes.
Thank you. That is awesome.
Yeah, no
I mean,
problem.
after all, I used to have a really bad lisp, so I think what I've noticed in myself is I get overconscious about pronouncing T's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm still working on it too.
But no, honestly, like that was very nitpicky, and I'm not saying that would really hold you up too much. I'm sure that you could still probably land a good bit of work, regardless of that. I just know that just know that there are going to be some clients who are very picky about their pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, no, great job. Absolutely great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Digit. You are hired.
What, if I may say, what really surprised me is like you had like a lot of like mess ups in those first 2 times, and then you just came back and you just did it. Just happened. It was great.
Yes. Smooth as silk. I was amazed.
You created a material more silkier than silk. How dare you?
I must apologize for that.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, who's next? Anybody?
Katya.
Yeah, Katya.
Oh,
Katya.
Well, Katya and other James have not gone yet, so.
Yeah, and Alex has not gone yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Jessica has not gone yet.
Oh, yeah.
Crap.
No, Jessica's
I
not
was trying to stay below the radar.
You'll not escape me.
Looks like Katya wants to go next. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got her pinned down for next. Do you have the script, Katya?
So yes, it's on the chat thing.
Yes, it is.
Oh boy, my heart's pounding.
You've got this. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So what would you like me to do?
Just go ahead and read it however you're going to read it first off. I'm not going to say anything for the first couple of reads.
Man, if I was them, I would have been like, well, I'm going to go get the guy with you. You're not gonna
Oh boy.
You're not gonna go
Okay. gotta read first because this is my first time doing something like this.
Okay.
Okay. Ever heard of a diet? Oh, sorry, rewind. Ever heard of a diet? Sorry.
Okay.
Let me try that again. Ever heard of a craft diet in a package? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in the 1900s, but still as strong as the shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Okay.
Whew.
You got through it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So, you haven't read through it before, right? This is your first time?
Correct.
Okay. Well, why don't you go ahead and just do it one more time? Just get yourself. I'm going to ask you to probably read it a couple of times just to get yourself more familiar with what it's saying, so it's easier to read.
Okay. Ever heard of a craft diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in the 1900s, but still as strong as the shatter-resistant as ever. And those leaner plastic bottles reduce the need of 4 million pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Okay.
Better, worse, something?
Well,
I feel like a mouse in a lion's den.
Don't worry about it. Are you feeling a little bit more comfortable with it?
Not really.
Not really.
I
It's
mean,
still kind of odd.
No, it's not like how any of the others read it, so I'm not
Well, that's fine.
feeling confident.
I mean, that's okay. Everybody kind of starts at their own level. Believe me. One of the more interesting experiences that I've had on the mic check is we actually had somebody from Albania regularly coming in. Yeah, he originally found this because one of the things that he likes doing was he likes going onto Google Plus and finding public hangouts and joining them to practice his English. So
okay.
I had this on public, and he decided to join in, and little did he realize he was probably in the best place to practice his English because obviously he's in a group of people who are aspiring to be voice actors. Well, the thing is at the beginning he was really shaky, and I mean, English was definitely far from his first language. He was. But as time went on, as he kept coming, as he kept practicing, as he kept trying, it became easier and easier and easier for him to actually start reading these scripts and start at least, start smoothing out his read. So honestly, don't worry about it. You're going to start where you're going to start. Everybody's going to start somewhere different, and that's totally cool. Actually, for the longest time, I used to have difficulty reading out loud.
Okay.
I would stumble over words a lot. In fact, you can even hear it while I talk normally. I stumble over myself just when talking. So I haven't actually fully gotten over that. So honestly, don't worry about the way you sound and compared to everybody else. Your individual sound is it's part of what makes you you, and that's part of what makes you individual and unique as a voice actor. So don't worry about it. Just try to pay attention to the little details when it comes to the script. For instance, it says 1990, not 1900s.
Oh.
So yeah, they're 27% lighter. That's the third sentence down. Yeah, they're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still shatter resistant. You also said 4 million pounds of packaging. It says in the next one it says, and these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging. So those are the two main things that I'd want to for you to focus on right now. It's 1990 and 4 millions of pounds of packaging. Okay.
All right.
All right. So from the top, go for it.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in the 90s, but still as strong as the shattered resistant ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural. Oh no, I lost my place.
Yeah, and you started, the sentence was, and these leaner plastic bottles?
Oh, okay.
Ever since that incident, she hadn't cleaned.
The chat keeps moving, so every time.
Do you have like Word or Notepad or something on your computer?
Yes, I do.
Why don't you go ahead and copy it into Word?
Okay.
Just so that you have it separate from the chat window, because yeah, the chat window is going to keep moving and it's going to screw everything up.
Okay. Whoops. I guess I should have done that earlier, but I wasn't thinking.
Hey, don't worry about it. Yeah, in the future, when I paste in a script, go ahead and copy that into like a text editor of some kind, like Word or Notepad or something where you have it like separate from the chat window, because I know that the chat window can be a little difficult to work with. Main reason being there are people
why
chatting.
is everything so small?
No, it used to be. I'm actually amazed at how many people don't do that initially. Back during earlier days in the mic check, most people would just read it out of the chat window, and some people would need glasses. Like some people wouldn't be able to read the text as at that size. But when I encourage them to just go ahead, copy that off into something something you can edit it with, something you can read it off of. It made a huge difference for people's reads. When you do copy it, if you do copy it into Word, what I would suggest you do with it, and this is just me, and we lost Omega Flash. What I'd suggest you do with the text is bold it and give it at least a 2 spacing. You know, a spacing of 2, whatever. I don't even double space it. That's it. That's what I was looking for. Double space it. Most scripts are already going to be like that. They're already going to be bolded and double spaced. So it just really helps with reading.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Personal, actually. Like, what do you voice act exactly? Like it doesn't have to be on this chat, but when doing like the little hangout thing, like, can I see what you've done? I'm really interested.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. Oh, I guess we lost Katya. Well, yeah, I'll let you know my body of work afterwards, but let's go ahead and move on while we still have a little bit of time.
Okay.
Let's see, we haven't had Jessica, James, Devilish James, and oh, hello, you're back.
Welcome back.
Katya, you there? Can you hear me?
Katya.
Hello.
Okay, well, I think she's having some connectivity issues or something. But I guess for now, let's go ahead and move on. Oh, hi, there you are.
Yeah, I'm having some problems.
Okay. Well, would you like to skip or would you like to continue?
I would like to continue because I think I have to go soon.
Okay. Well, do you have the script copied into your Word or something? Another text window?
No, I didn't get a chance to copy the script before the connection cut off.
Okay.
So.
And looks like Omega's having the same issue. Yeah, let me get you the script text. Unless somebody else beats me to it, which they most likely will.
Yep, I think someone else did.
Digit! Darn you, Digit! Foiled again! Well,
oh my.
Here's your script. Go ahead and copy it over and give it one more try.
Okay.
Are you going to the meetup on? Well, what's today? Saturday.
Yeah.
You going to the meetup on Sunday tomorrow?
Let's see, that's the one with the post-iPhone thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright then.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well,
I'll probably leave like at 8.
Oh, hey, Digit.
No.
Digit.
I said no. He ain't coming nowhere.
Thank you.
No problem.
James, James Digit, you need to mute your microphone. We can hear your conversation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There you go. Okay. Go for it.
okay. Ever heard a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in the 90s, but still as strong as the shattered restraint as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastic Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
All right. How are you feeling with that now? Is that feeling a little bit more comfortable for you?
Yes, It is. It's feeling a lot more comfortable.
Awesome. Yeah, the more and more you read it over, the more and more you read these scripts over, the easier and easier it is. One of the reasons that I like to have you read these over and over again, and also to listen to everyone else, is to familiarize yourself with the script. It's to kind of get to know the little ins and outs of it. So I know you have to leave soon, so I don't want to hold you up for too much longer. But honestly, I think by taking it carefully as you have, the little points, the little things that I did mention, you were able to pick up on. You did fix, and that was awesome. So I think you did a pretty good job with it for for your experience with VoiceOver so far. Hey, we got another one of you. Oh, looks like we're having some connectivity issues again. Well,
your words moved her so much she became two.
Oh boy. I didn't hear the last part you said.
Well, I just said that I think you did a lot. You had a lot of improvement for your for your experience level with VoiceOver.
Okay.
So go ahead and keep practicing the script and make sure that that you details of pronunciation. Okay.
Okay.
But unfortunately, because of time restraints, I do have to move on. Sorry. I'm already over time as is.
Okay, that's okay. I think I have to go real soon anyway, so.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I think you did an awesome job. Keep coming to these. We'll keep working. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, and I will.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you next week. In case I'm not able to say that before you go.
Okay, and hopefully we have a better. Well, I don't keep cutting in and out like this.
Yeah, connectivity issues are kind of wonky. That's all right. We have other people we also have some other people who have some issues with it. But anyway.
Okay.
Well, without further delay, who is willing to go up next? Jessica, Alex, or Devilish James?
Devilish.
Yeah,
well, Alex unmuted first.
Oh, well, I was just going to remind you, just like last time, if you just want me to go, then tell me to go.
Well, I always leave it up to volunteer. Well, fine, then. Why don't you go next? Huh?
All right, perfect.
Well, great.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging and help to conserve precious natural resources. To help learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
Okay, really quick. How comfortable do you feel with the script?
Comfortable enough, I guess. I mean, actually, I'm a little disappointed that I missed Omega's and yours because I actually had taken off the headphones to look at the script.
Oh, okay. Because I think it was during Omega's. Yeah, it was during Omega's that I reviewed something that you just did. You gave a little laugh in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, while I understand the initial idea behind that is to kind of give the script a little bit of life or a little bit of like, yeah, that was kind of ridiculous, but we're moving on now. What that would communicate to a voice buyer is nervousness.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just saw it as like straight up like, ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Like when I read that, I was like, is this English? Like did someone who has dyslexia like write this? What's happening? And then I kind of looked over it again. I was like, it's a joke. I get it. It's a bad one, but it's a joke. So.
Well, yeah, and you can communicate that with just your pronunciation. I mean, I would highly suggest to stay away from the laugh as much as possible.
All right.
So you could try something like, ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? You know, like, seriously? Like, this is ridiculous? Or, ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Almost like you heard it and you're not quite sure whether or not it's a fact.
Yeah, all right.
So those are two potential reads you could do with that. And another thing that I also think that we talked about with Omega Flash was the pauses at the commas. You pause at the commas pretty hard. Like, I could tell where all the commas were when you were reading it.
Mm-hmm.
The pause there is not so much the comma is not so much for a pause, but more for an idea link. So essentially, ignore them.
All right.
But those are really the two things: get rid of the laugh and ignore the comma pauses. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Go ahead. Go from the top.
Ah, crap. Where'd it go? Here it is. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2-HELP-90.
That was great. That was
American
it.
Plastics Council is
feeling it.
I don't know. I didn't feel that you lost anything there whatsoever. Actually.
No, I didn't hear anything lost.
Yeah, nothing lost or stumbled. I don't know. To me, that sounded great. What did you guys think?
Perfect.
I think it was good.
You're hired. Be here on Wednesday.
Can't make Wednesday though.
Oh, well.
Yes,
There's a conflict. We'll have to work something out.
Yes, he's hired. I wonder if he can help me.
Well, let's see. Well, James, what am I saying? Blah. Excuse me. Alex has been coming to these. Has been. You see, this is what I mean. I trip over myself even when I'm just trying to talk normally. Alex has actually been coming to these mic checks for a while. There was a break in between where he couldn't show up. But no, that was that was pretty spot on, man. I don't know what else to say. Good on you. And I'm not saying that because we're pressed for time. I actually do mean that.
All right, great. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, we'll whittle this down. We only have Jessica and Devilish to go. I'm going to let you two fight over the second to last spot.
All right, I got the arena set up. Let's do it.
Who will go home with the spot?
I win.
Whose voice will reign supreme?
I am so going to kick this copy's butt.
Okay.
Please be gentle.
First of all, let me make sure that I did unmute myself. I don't want to be having a conversation with myself. Well, not in front of everybody else.
I don't know how many times I've done that.
Yeah, because I actually have double muting on, so with the program, but also on my microphone directly, and I'm like, wait a minute, make sure the chain's flowing. Okay, good. Yay. All right.
Okay, well, from the top, go for it.
All right. We who are about to die salute you. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at to help 90.
Okay, I'm going to start by asking, how comfortable are you with the script?
Comfortable with the script, not comfortable with the read, as
Okay.
is obvious.
Yeah, because you are at two completely different energy levels. You are two completely different characters for the read. You started out way down low, and then you went way up high.
Where was the switch?
The switch was right after the first question.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, you started the first question way down low, and then you went way, way, way up high, and then it started dropping off to more of the middle point where you needed to be.
Okay, got you. So the energy at the top is, the energy at the beginning a little too low, then it went a little too high, and I'm assuming right around their 27% lighter, it evened out where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, try to take an informational tone throughout this script.
I so want to do this as an announcer. It's not even funny. I'm like, I so want to go. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging?
I know, but you must resist the urge. You must push back.
All right.
Resist as much as you can.
I know. I almost started to do it first take just to get it out of my system so I can stop it. Oh my God. Okay.
Well, you dive. From what I've noticed, and I'm forewarning you on this, okay? So this is for future mic checks.
Mm-hmm.
I can see you really want to dive into the script, and you have natural talent. So I'm going to throw these curveballs at you, and I'm going to be really strict with you, okay?
Okay, go ahead. I need it. Go ahead.
You have to, as much as possible, get rid of that announcery VO voice that sometimes you naturally want to go into, especially with these really informational ones. When it comes to informational, when I say informational, I don't mean flat, I don't mean deadpan, I mean normal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're just telling me. That's it. You're not reading it, you're not announcing it, you're just telling me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's literally you and one other person. You are talking to one other person. Though it's going to be broadcast everywhere.
And it's so weird because my conversational tone is like this. It's all that's how I talk. That's how I talk to everybody. So I am never, unless I'm dead tired, then I might be a little more like this, because I'm out of energy.
Here's the thing.
But
Again,
usually I'm
not asking for the deadpan, and you were going towards the deadpan. I know it's really difficult for me to describe these things sometimes. Okay, you know what? Just do your normal animated self, and we'll work with that. Just start with your normal animated self. Just read it as you, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles.
Going announcery.
Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the needs for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. And I went way too fast.
I actually don't think the speed was the issue. I think you started out animated and then you went into announcer.
I can't break out of that.
Did anybody else hear that? Am I the only one?
Nope, I could pretty much hear it as well, unfortunately.
The announcer's strong with this one.
I can't freaking I'm telling you, man. Oh my God. All right. Let me try this one more time then.
Go for it.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but they're still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve natural precious helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council. Contact the American Plastics Council at to help 90. No, I'm still in that same groove.
You're getting better at it though. Your delivery is smoothing out. I don't know. I've been kind of one-on-one on this. I like to open it up. I'm opening it up right now. What did you guys think? What did you guys hear? What did you guys feel?
Well, I thought she was. Well, to me, it sounded like she was kind of nervous. That's just
You're
my
spot
opinion.
on.
Kind of nervous. Were you nervous?
Yes. I am always nervous when I'm performing in front of other people, so yes.
Oh. Well, I'm in the same boat as you. Well, sort of.
And we have found the problem.
Aw, see you, doll.
Bye, guys. Sorry.
Okay. All right, later, doll.
Bye.
See you later, doll.
See ya.
That's the layer.
Good observation, Katya. Yeah. Okay, so that explains a lot now. Because you're nervous, you're going into what you feel is familiar. So you immediately go into the narrator read, the VO voice. You're hitting the VO voice.
I know.
But you got this.
That's why I'm glad you're writing me on this, because if I can break through this, then I will have a much easier time doing the commercial side of things. So, I mean, for me, it's a completely different world doing characters and stuff. I have a really hard time making the transition.
Well, the funny thing is and this was something that I was learning through my voiceover training, is regardless of whatever script you're reading, it doesn't matter what it is or what the subject is, it's always a character read. You're always playing some sort of character. Maybe it's not an outlandish character, but it is a character. So in this situation, the character you're playing is the Plastics Council representative. You are part of that company. You are there.
Yeah, that's what I was imagining. That's why I got the announcement.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not working for me because I get way too professional. If I'm standing up in front of a bunch of people delivering this, I'm going to deliver it polished and professional. So actually, I need to drop that and be a little more, I don't know, like I'm talking to you.
There you go. Yeah, just be like you're talking to me.
Hey, dude, guess what? Have you ever heard of a crash diet in packaging?
Like, how crazy is that?
Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. Now I'm going Fally. Oh my God. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. Yeah, I'm still dipping into it, especially at the end. I know.
Okay.
I know.
How to?
You know, last time when we did the read last year. Oh my God, I need coffee. I need coffee.
Has it been that long?
Oh my God. When we did the read last week with the Universal Studios, we had gotten to the point where personally I was feeling very calm, but you had given me good feedback on that read, and I know that we're doing radio. Let me start from there and bring it up, and then maybe you won't have to get me to read as many times. I know we're pressed for time and all that good stuff, and I want to get it right. So let me start a little lower, and then see if we can bring it up a little bit, and see if we can get there faster.
Okay. We'll give that a try, but all right, let's go for it.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. Am I still there?
No. Your voice and your energy is it's a little bit more on par, but Here we go. Okay. You have the William Shatner delivery.
Oh my.
Yeah, if my voice was a little deeper, I could totally do that spot on.
You guys notice that? It was, ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990. Do you get what I mean when I say the William Shatner delivery?
And when I'm doing that, when I'm doing my own recording, I edit that out. Yes. Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
Fine. Okay. Fine. Okay. All right.
You're hitting those periods really, really hard.
Okay. All right.
Those periods are not a brick wall. Okay. Those periods are just a road bump.
Yeah, I got the commas down, Pat.
Yeah, the commas you've got. The periods now, you're slamming head first into those at 80.
All right.
Yeah. So what I would suggest is, don't hit them so hard. They're literally a speed bump. It's literally just where you slow down a little bit, let your card, let yourself gently go over them, and then keep going.
Okay.
All right.
What about the rest of it?
Just go for it. Just focus on that right now. Go for it.
Okay. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-PICK-UP. Contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Okay, I think you flattened them out a bit too much. Now they weren't even there.
You're never pleased. Oh, God.
Okay, let me tell you. Your energy is there. Your delivery is there. It's just the periods.
Give it a little more space.
Right now, it's just the periods. You had the perfect spacing between Take Today's popular 2-liter bottles and their 27% lighter. That was right there. That was perfect.
Okay.
I probably should have stopped you there just so you could, have that fresh in your mind.
Yeah.
But give them a little bit more of a spacing from the top whenever you're
ready. Was there, just because I can kind of remember what I did, was it in particular after the as ever and before and these, was that one a little too much?
Is that where
I kind of lengthened it? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's where like it's almost like you deleted all periods. It almost became one big run-on sentence.
All right. All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. I got so focused on the... I lost it at the end because...
You know what? We can throw out the end for this one because the rest of it was great. What did you guys think? I don't know. I thought it was good. But what did you guys think?
I agree.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that immensely.
I totally agree. Excellent. I'd hire you right on the spot.
Oh, I'm taking her with me. God. Thanks.
Good on ya. Good on ya. That was really good. Way to go.
50 cents an hour. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. That'll buy you like 3 seconds, maybe.
50 cents per finished hour.
Don't laugh. I've seen that. No.
No. You know what you do then? You honestly take a one take and then just send off the blank, the raw recording to them. You're like, you want to pay me that much? No, screw that. You can do all your editing. You can do all the mixing. You can do everything. Forget that. Okay. Well, only one person left. In a world where everyone else has read the script.
In a world where the Welsh have taken over.
One James has yet to go.
God damn it.
Well, you know what? Whenever you're ready, from the top, just go for it.
Alrighty. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds in packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. Yeah.
From the top, one more time, just go for it.
Okay, let me catch my breath.
Oh, come on! You're a voice
lungs.
actor. You don't have time to do so.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging in our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Okay. Are you feeling a little bit more comfy with the script?
Teensy bit.
Can I start tearing your, entire performance to shreds and killing all your hopes and dreams? Just kidding. Yeah, I guess I would want you to read it one or two more times just to get the nerves out.
Yeah.
So go for it. Just go for it.
Alrighty. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
From the top, just go for it. One more time.
Alrighty. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90. Yeah.
All right, are the nerves out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's get into this, shall we? Okay.
I'm ready.
You have every sentence you deliver exactly the same. You've been delivering all of the sentences exactly the same. It's the pattern that you have is ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. Do you notice the pattern that I'm going for here?
Yeah.
You always end off on a down note. It's like you're cutting off your ideas over and over again. These ideas are supposed to link together. So Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? That links. How does that link to the next sentence? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. There's supposed to be like this tie-in between every single sentence. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. You can even add "for example" at the end of that if you want to, just to kind of keep the idea going. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. So I guess what I'm going for is that when you end off on a down note, you're indicating that the idea is essentially over. You're cutting off everything. So the script is becoming like this chopped up little, I don't know. It's supposed to be fully coherent. So try to fight every urge you have that is trying to have you end on a down note. Just fight it with every fiber of your being.
Break the pattern, keep the flow. All right.
Exactly.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve the precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Okay. What, you laughed a little bit there. What's up? What did you notice?
Which part did I laugh at?
Oh, well, somebody laughed. I don't know, I heard something. Anyway, I guess I'm just hearing things I've been doing so much I'm going crazy. Okay, there was only one specific sentence that I didn't think it worked, that I didn't think that delivery worked on, and that was the second one. Again, you ended off on a down note with the third. Take today's popular 2-liter bottles.
I see.
You were kind of flat and then ended off on the down note. Now, the down note on there, I guess it wouldn't be so bad, but right now you're pulling out an example. So basically what you're doing is you're saying something like, take today's popular 2-liter bottles. You know, take today's popular 2-liter bottles. You're pulling out the example. So when you're describing something to a friend of yours and you're like, you say, for example, how do you normally sound when you say that? That's what I'm trying to get you to think of. Like, how do you normally sound when you're pulling out an example for someone?
Well, take this for example. That's how I normally say.
Right.
Normally.
Take today's popular 2-liter bottles.
Take today's popular 2-liter bottles. Damn it.
No, go ahead and actually, I'm going to do this just for yours, just to see if it'll help you break out of it a little bit. Go ahead and add, for example, at the end of bottles. So after bottles, just add, for example.
So from the top?
Yes, from the top.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. For example, take these popular 2-liter bottles. Damn it, low note.
No, actually, no, that worked. That was okay.
It did?
Yeah, go ahead, from the top. From the top.
Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. For example, take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Okay. Now I'm opening it up. What did you guys think? What did you guys have to say to him?
I'm sorry, I still absolutely love your voice.
Thank you very much.
Really? Nobody? Nothing?
I think it might have been a little bit fast. You might, it might be easier to slow down a little bit. And also to help.
That was kind of fast.
It might help you with the trip ups.
It actually, I remember him talking to you about the downnoted, and it actually sounded a little bit like you overcompensated a touch by going up instead. But your read was very nice. That's a little quick, and it just sounded like you kind of tried to go in the opposite direction, which I ain't got no room to talk, cause you done heard me up in here. So.
All right. I suppose I'll do it again, but a little slower. Alrighty. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. For example, take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles reduce the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
I love that last line. I'm sorry. It may not even be the right way to deliver it, but I loved the way you delivered the phone number. That's exactly how I had pictured in my head and how I would think it would sound coming out of a radio.
Cool, thank you.
But I could be completely wrong.
No, this sounded good to me. Yeah. It... I just had something on the tip of my tongue and now I'm blanking. So I guess it wasn't that important.
It was all my fault. I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. You kept the same speed that you had before for the first 2 sentences of your read. It was still just as fast. You went right from one to the other. Like there was no pause, no slowing down at all. Then, as you went in a little bit more, you did start to slow down. But if you're going to slow down, you got to start a lot earlier than that.
Got to be more consistent.
Yeah. Okay. There's a little. I don't know if this is going to help out too much, but maybe if you just allow yourself a moment to think beforehand, it might. There's a little concept in acting called the moment before or the moment prior, where just before you go into a scene or just before you dive into a script, you kind of imagine what happened just before. You put yourself in the mind of just what happened just before. So you really begin your act. You begin acting, you begin your delivery before you even start speaking or moving or anything. So what it seems like is you're starting off with the first 2 sentences and then you're now into where you need to be. You get what I mean? Like you start off, you're nervous and you're getting a grip of your character, of your lines, of the delivery, whatever the case may be, and then you kind of lean into it. Then it kind of starts flowing naturally. What I want you to do is take a moment beforehand to kind of think about how you felt towards the end of your last read. Like get yourself into that. Lean into that feeling before you start the read of this next one. Okay?
All right.
Give yourself a quick moment to kind of like pick up on that same energy and pace that you had at the end of your last read and carry that through to this read. So whenever you're ready from the top, give yourself a moment, get into that space, and go for it.
All right. Ever heard of a crash diet in packaging? Well, plastic soft drink bottles have been slimming down for years. For example, take today's popular 2-liter bottles. They're 27% lighter than they were in 1990, but still as strong and shatter-resistant as ever. And these leaner plastic bottles have reduced the need for millions of pounds of packaging, helping to conserve precious natural resources. To learn more about the benefits of packaging and our environment, contact the American Plastics Council at 1-800-2HELP-90.
Now, how did that feel?
A bit better, but
But
I probably messed up somewhere, but I don't know where because I'm an idiot.
I would say that. I actually thought the read was pretty solid.
Oh, really?
Personally. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded pretty good. I think he stumbled at packaging, but that was about it. I mean, it sounded really smooth.
Well, that's okay, because the mic check is more of like a long, iterative process rather than getting it all right now. I mean, Nathan can tell you that. So I think for the time that we have allotted, we're almost an hour over time. But I think for the time that we've had allotted, I think everybody has been able to go and everybody's actually done quite well. I'm going to end the broadcast now. That doesn't mean the hangout is over, so we can have like a free chat or whatever you want to afterwards. But anyway, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you all next week.